After our absolutely glorious start to the season, we have continued to struggle in the second half of the year. We're going to get to the update on where we are in just a minute. But first, last episode, I forgot, we received our youth intake preview, and it looks pretty darn good. Another potential excellent intake is on the way. By the way, welcome back to our Youth Academy Challenge here with Ituano. We are in Série B in Brazil, the second tier. Now, we are not going to get promoted next year. That's already been deemed pretty much impossible. We are hoping to stay up in Série B. And if we do, hopefully it's going to look a little bit easier next year. This is what we are potentially getting. An attacking midfielder who is incredibly talented. A striker who may also be absolutely gorgeous. And not one, not two, but three potential defensive midfielders. Not too bad considering our youth facilities were recently just upgraded to good, and our head of youth development, well, he's still basically the kind of guy we could hire when we were in the third tier. We did start things off since our last episode with a very nice 1-0 victory. Victor Reis picking up a goal in this one in the 31st minute. It would be all we would need against Remo, who at the time were in 17th place, and the team that was probably the closest to us catching, or to catching us, and put us in the relegation zone. 3 very well-deserved points, and 3 points we desperately needed. Because we were not able to make it 2 in a row on the road at Operario Ferroviario, and an own goal by Carlau equalized things 50 minutes in, and then Pedro Enrique, with 5 minutes left to go, put them ahead for good. Once again, we dominated in possession, but as you can see from the momentum, most of the second half was going the way of Operario Ferroviario, and we just could not find a way through in this one. We did manage to put on a spectacular defensive showing at home against Goiás. However, we also realized we still are struggling to score. Again, our system is working well. Our strikers, however, are not putting the ball in the back of the net. Gabriel Rosera has not scored in a while. His form has looked pretty shabby. And that sad trend continued in the final game before our 4th round tie in the Copa do Brasil against Fluminense. Elil scoring for Cuiabá, who came into this match in second. They left at the top of the table. They dominated us pretty much from start to finish. We just could not put the ball in the back of the net. And I'm finding we are getting good service to our strikers. They're getting in great positions up close, but just getting stoned again and again and again. Only giving up one to a top half team, not bad. Not scoring against them, that's where the problem lies. So we are continuing to tweak as we get ready to take on Fluminense in the first leg of the Copa do Brasil 4th round. Andre, of course, is going to be in goal. It's going to be a back four of Gabriel Diaz, Canella, Carlau, and JP. Although we did in the last match experiment for the second half with Canella at left back, because it seems like we just get exposed on that side, sometimes on the defensive end. In the midfield, it is still Igor, it is still Victor Reis, and it is still Celio Pereira Silva, who is now able to be registered for the competition because there is a new registration window for this section of the competition, and we were just able to take care of that. Jay Carlos is going to be on the left wing, Mateus Conceição on the right. Conceição has kind of been in and out of the lineup because of illness, because of injury, and just because of general tiredness and semi-lackluster play. It's at striker where we are making the change. Rodrigo Haruki is going to get the start. We're playing him in that false 9 role that he excelled in so much. I don't know how well that role is going to work as a lone striker in our 4-3-3, but we are going to find out together. Now, I have absolutely no illusions of us winning this match on the road or of us winning this tie in general. I'm just hoping we can make a good account of ourselves and hopefully build some momentum as we reach the latter portion of the season. Our schedule is going to open up a little bit as we begin to move forward through the months of August, September, and especially October and November, where, if you recall from a couple episodes ago, There are only 2 matches in each of those latter 2 months. Hopefully we can get that momentum going because we really do need to make a run. Only 5 points right now separating us from the relegation zone. There is still a nice selection of teams in between. So it would take a lot, and regardless of what we do, it would take the other teams to do a lot in order to be able to propel themselves ahead of us. At the same time, I am sincerely hoping that we are going to be able to do so. Sorry, hit a little glitch. Gave me a good chance to remember to take it off dynamic highlights. I just enjoy watching more of the matches in this engine while we are off camera. I just find that with dynamic highlights in these episodes, there's a lot of football being played on your screen and not a whole heck of a lot going on. And it just leads to bloated run times and less interest from you guys. So I'm trying to do my best to keep you guys engaged and interested. Meanwhile, we have a chance. Victor Reese, Haruki with a shot. It's going to miss by that much, but a brilliant opportunity for Rodrigo Haruki. I think we were playing primarily either channel forward or poacher for our sole striker up front. I think using the false 9, and I was considering going to a deep lying forward as well, bringing that striker back a little bit, giving a little bit of separation between the striker and the back line could lead to some additional opportunities in front of goal. Hopefully that is going to pan out and I will look like a tactical genius. Otherwise, we are just going to give up a ton of goals. Great defensive play by Conceição. It's sent forward, but Vinicius will win it back again for Fluminense. I have absolutely no illusions that we are going to put in a stellar showing against this team. They did rotate heavily. If I mentioned that at the beginning, and I'm saying it again, I apologize. I know it was running through my head. I just don't know if it came out of my mouth or not. So far, even though we're not really generating a lot up top, we are preventing quality chances on the other end for Fluminense. They have managed to get off 9 shots on goal here in this first half. Only 3 of them on target. None of them have gotten past Andre. So far, so good. I am happy with the way we are playing. We are managing to hold that edge in possession as well. Let's see if we can do it for the next 45 minutes as well. And maybe get a shot on target. That would be really nice. Please and thank you very much, you guys. I know Football Manager listens. Hopefully the players are listening as well. And this is the problem I'm having right now with Matheus Conceição. We are 60 minutes into this match. He is on a 6.3. He really just has not done a lot. And I honestly am a little disappointed with the way that he has played recently. We started off this season where he was making a ton of great quality passes into the striker from that right wing, and it just does not seem he is either getting those opportunities or taking advantages of the opportunities he gets. Good ball forward, Gonçalves into the middle. Everton with the shot, and Andre able to make a fairly easy save when all is said and done. Conceição also on a yellow card, so we are going to take a little pause. And we are actually going to take him out of the match. We're going to put in Vinny Oliveira. I was thinking Caio Henrique. We just called him up from the U18 side. Unfortunately, he's feeling a little apprehensive in this one. JP, health-wise, is holding up decently well. Haruki's not doing a whole heck of a lot. So you know what? We will put in Gabriel Rosero. We will leave him in that role. From the little we have seen, I have enjoyed what Rodrigo Haruki and that false 9 has been able to do. What on earth what just happened? He kind of threw it up in the air, and the next thing you know, wow, it's flying out to Camargo, and Fluminense is charging forward. They do drop it back. Wendell chipping it over the side. Camargo into the middle, finds Everton Moraes, who finds the back of the net, and with 25 minutes left to go, we find ourselves where we deserve to be, and that is down by a score of 1-0. Just not doing a very good job of picking up Everton Moraes. Part of the issue was Carlisle went out to try to stop the potential cross, and he just could not get that done. Fluminense, meanwhile, looking for more. Corner kick. Camargo sending it in. Igor will deal with that, but it will be recycled quickly. Camargo in, hitting the crossbar. I think Andre may have gotten a piece of that as well, so I will say that our goalkeeper did a nice job as we throw out some encouragement to the team, because right now they could use all the encouragement they can get. We are getting absolutely nothing from our midfield either, which makes me feel pretty awful. So we'll bring in Paulo Alexandre. We will bring in Fernando Jose, Edson Jose, and a bunch of our young players who I still see potential in, that have maybe contributed to the first team this year or are doing well, either playing for the reserves or for our youth team. I did reward them with new contracts moving forward. They were going to be out of contract at the end of the year. There are certain players we are going to be saying goodbye to. Nathan Silva is one. Jay Carlos with the ball now. Oh, gets around his man. He's in. He shoots, and he scores. Jay Carlos, Gabriel Rosera picking up the assist, but Jay Carlos doing yeoman's work on that one as he played the ball to Rosera, got it back, shifted it to his left foot, was able to shuffle his way around Guga, one-on-one with Zenobio. I thought Zenobio was going to do a better job with that one, to be perfectly frank with you, but I am very glad he didn't. We find ourselves tied 1-1 with 10 minutes left to go on the road with Fluminense threatening. Good ball forward. Juan Sales stops, puts it in. Gabriel Abdias will head it away. Jean Carlos, though, can't get there. Guga's there first. He cannot pass it, get it past Andre. Well, he does, technically, but that shot not on target. So I will take the result that we get. Jay Carlos, free kick. We've played nearly 84 minutes of the 90. Jay Carlos sending it in. It will be cleared away. Jay Carlos will track it down. Play it forward quickly. Fernando Jose pushing it out to his right. JP, Vinny Oliveira. Oh, a good give and go with Paulo Alexandre. And Vinny Oliveira came that close to making it 2-1 Ituano. The goalkeeper had to come up with a pretty massive save. And JP with the corner kick. If you can pick out one of the big guys in the middle, we've got Igor, we've got Canella, we've got Carlau. A ton of large bodies in there looking for Canella back post, but Zenobio will come off of his line and ultimately make the save before dropping it down and getting play started once again. Camargo picks out Everton Moraes. Everton Moraes, oh, Andre took a bad angle, and just like that, we are down 2-1. We had an opportunity on one end. We blew it. We're going to get to see the whole thing. The save made by Zenobio, the counterattack on from Fluminense, and he just drops it, plays it out wide. There's nobody out there defending because I guess we were getting narrow. I don't know why we're just hanging out with the goalkeeper there, so we're not going to watch the rest of the highlights. We weren't going to see anything anyway. So even though Jay Carlos was able to tie things up with 10 minutes left to go, ultimately we are going to lose the away leg of this tie in the Copa do Brasil to Fluminense, a match we should have lost, and we did lose, but we really didn't look all that bad doing it. We showed some flashes, and if we can get some things to bounce our way at home, we might be able to pull off a miracle. Not a lot of time for the team to dwell on the result of the first leg, however, just 4 days separating these two matches. Originally, they were supposed to be a week apart, but things got a little rearranged. We did have a match in between these two, but we are going back-to-back against Fluminense. And based on the back of that second half effort, we are making two changes to our starting lineup, and that is Gabriel Rosera is back in at striker. Vinny Oliveira is getting the start on the right wing. The key is to lift the pressure, and one of the other positives from the moves that we have made is now that Rodrigo Haruki is not starting up front, it gives us another option for a central midfielder on the bench, and that is something that we desperately need, especially if Pereira Silva and Victor Reis end up turning in the stinker of performances tonight that they did in the last match. So far, so good for the first 10 minutes or so as we take on Fluminense at home. We are enjoying the majority of the possession. We do not yet have a shot on goal, but that is okay. They just have the one. They have not yet hit the target. And we are spending a lot of time in Fluminense's half in the first 20 minutes. Now, that could leave us susceptible to the counterattack. So we are going to drop our back line just a smidge, just in case, so we don't get beaten like we did in the last match. Caio Vidal gets around his man. John Kennedy drops it back. Gale looking forward for Barros. They're playing almost a completely different 11 than they did in the first leg. Guga in control. Now, he did see action in the last match. Penalty has been called. Pereira Silva was pulling on Barros' shirt. And if we are going to lose this match because of a penalty, that is incredibly disappointing. We are very lucky that we have Andre in goal because he has made the save on the penalty. It will lead to a corner, but we do not pay for Celio Pereira Silva's mistake. It is something that has to do with the fact that he is still a very young man and still lacks experience regardless of the amount of talent that he has. But the fact that we are able here in stoppage time in the first half to say that we are going into the break tied 0-0 with Fluminense, that does leave us with an opportunity to do something in this match. We are going to have to make a change, however, in this second half. We'll say that we've been unlucky so far. Vini Oliveira has picked up a knock. He is going to come out. Now, Mateus Conceição is motivated, and he is now more skilled. He has 3 stars in current ability in that role on right wing. He was not in the last match, so maybe he'd like to show off that nifty extra half a gold star and actually do something in this match. Gabriel Rosera has been thus far ineffective. We have taken 3 shots. We have gotten 3 shots on target, but we just have not yet solved the Fluminense keeper. Can that change now? Gabriel Rosera up the left side. He'll lose it on the dribble. Barros looking to go the other way, drops it to Guga before getting it back on the far sideline. Gil in the midfield, playing it forward. Juan Sales able to win it, and it comes free to John Kennedy, wearing the number 99, and he finds the top corner to make it 1-0 Fluminense on the night, 3-1 on aggregate, and that's pretty much going to do it for us in the Copa do Brasil. Carlau, I thought he made a defensive play there, but ultimately, no, he did not. And Fluminense in control once again. Barros up that far sideline. Again, we're getting beat on that left side. Gabriel Diaz on a 6.4. He brings some good stuff offensively, and now here we are on the right back because we're pinching in, which is our in possession position for JP, not the out of possession, but we give them a lot of space in those corners, and I'm honestly not 100% sure the best way for us to solve that. JP, just if you want to go into the tactical, he is playing a pressing fullback. Maybe we just go to regular fullback for him. And I always never loved that holding fullback either. So Gabriel Abdias, in fact, we're going to just get Gabriel Abdias out of the match. We'll put Canella over there. We're going to drop Igor back, and we are bringing in Paulo Alexandre to fill in that defensive midfield spot. Only 56 minutes on the clock, and it is going to be a corner kick for Fluminense, but I think the changes needed to be made, and it'll give us some time to see if we can glean anything from the effects of those changes and maybe make them a little bit more permanent to our tactical setup. I have tweaked the tactic. We haven't made wholesale changes, but I have been tweaking the tactic throughout the year. Good move by Conceição into space along that right side. Terrible finish, however, but I did enjoy what he did with the ball at his feet. It's when the ball left his feet that was a massive issue. I've been tweaking roles. I've been tweaking some positioning, who does what where, what our left central midfielder does versus our right, flip-flopping those roles a little bit, changing up the tempo a tad and the directness of our passing just to see if we can get anything that will stick. Celio Pereira Silva is just not getting it done, so Federico Rodrigo Haruki is coming in. Jay Carlos is going to move to striker, and we are going to bring in Manuel Rodriguez on that left side because Gabriel Rosera just not getting it done. Obviously, Haruki not available at striker because we just put him in our central midfield. I was hoping to put in a bit of a better showing, but we gave up 2 goals in the first match. We got 1 back of our own, so it's just a 1-goal game. So overall, defensively, pretty good against one of the best teams in the country. And holding them to 1-0 at home after saving a penalty, I will take that as well. We're out of the Copa do Brasil. It's sad, but now we can focus on the remainder of our season in Série B. Only 10 matches remain. We are in 12th place in the league, but falling, just not precipitously. We actually do have a game in hand on a number of the teams, both ahead and behind us. 32 points through 28 matches, not perfect, but better than a point a match, so I will take that. And most importantly, we are not in the relegation zone, but only 3 points separating us from Goiás and 17th. So we're going to come back about midway through our run-in to end the month of September with São Jose at home, Avaí, the team we beat 5-1, on the road. Let's see if we can do that again. It'd be nice to get some goals in our boots again. If you enjoyed that, make sure you hit that thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, and come on back next time for more of our Youth Academy Save here with Ituano on YouTube. I'm Mr. Cellophane. Not sure who you are, but I'm glad you're here. See you next time. Bye-bye.